Where can I paint my beautiful, awesome, and highly underrated art? Hello guys, my name is Doke, and please don't take the stuff that I just said seriously, except that... Since I started graffiti as a kid, one of the main struggles was to find a spot for a painting. For sure, we all start on a paper, but eventually you want to try it on a wall, right? But where? First of all, you can try it at home, but the problem is that most of the parents don't want their kids to paint their house or even a fence. So, here is what I tried. Wooden boards of all sizes. If we had a piece of wood at home, I painted. I even painted my dog's house, but all these spots were kinda small. So, my father bought big wooden boards and I even created my very first graffiti video on them. It was kinda cool, but not really awesome. A lot of kids don't tell their parents about their passion in graffiti, which makes the possibility to paint at home kinda impossible for them. Actually, this is one of the most common questions that I get. Can I paint graffiti? Well, the best option probably would be a legal wall. A place where it is allowed to paint graffiti. But not all the cities have such spots. Actually, most of the cities don't have such places. So, what is the solution for that? Squats, baby! Old abandoned buildings where nobody goes and no one cares if someone paints it. But sometimes, especially if you are young, you can meet some unpleasant people in these buildings, and frankly, such buildings are also not that common, they are quite rare. So if you are that unlucky guy who can't paint at home, doesn't have a legal wall or squat, well, you are doomed. Okay, maybe you are not. You can still paint on a foil. The only thing that you need are 2 trees or whatever and foil. So basically everyone can paint on a foil except people who live in the desert. I wouldn't really wrap a foil around cactuses. But yeah, foil isn't the best surface for a painting, especially if it is a windy day, it sucks. From my videos you might know that I paint on legal spots 90% of the time, but to be honest, I don't really like it. Because... Reason number 1, every single time when I want to go painting, I need to peg myself. It's not such a big deal if you have a car, but if you do it twice a week, it gets a little bit annoying. Reason number 2. I always need to go over somebody. Every single time when I go painting, I need to make a decision who's going down today. All the riders have to do it, we all know it, there are rules for doing it, but still. Reason number 3. Danger of painting for multiple days. I try to finish all my pieces in one day because I'm super afraid to leave 8 hours of my work unguarded on the legal spot during a night. Usually nothing happens, but you never know. These are the 3 main reasons why I don't like to paint at legal walls that much. I was not really thinking about ways how I can deal with it, but then 2 years ago I went to Germany and I painted on a wall of my friend Smo. On his kick-ass huge wall that is right in his garden. It was the most comfortable solution out there and it solves all my problems with legal walls and squads and whatever. Frankly, I didn't really see a place for such a wall, but right now, you know, when I started to think about the wall, the idea that I had in my head was the Smo's wall, that huge, high, long wall where you can do whatever you want. And then I looked into the garden where is my studio located, and I didn't see a place for such a wall. So I was just like, nah, I can't do it. But then I looked better. The first idea that I got was that I'll build a wall from here all the way over here. It's a big space and the wall would be almost the same size as the Smo's wall. But this idea didn't really go well with my parents who share this place with me. Geez, I feel like I'm 15 again, but yeah, it's truth that also neighbors would probably disagree with 2.5 meters wall right over here. So the second idea that I got was that I'll build it just on the right side, and that the wall will be about 6 meters long, 2.5 meters high, which is approximately the size of most of my pieces. My mom still didn't like the idea, but my father was like, let's build it. So I watched Smo's video how he built his wall, and I started to think about the way how we could actually build the wall. It seemed doable, but a little bit complicated because this garden is not flat in any matter. Also, this area is pretty windy, so the wall would need to be really strong. Still doable, but it was getting a little bit complicated, and at that time I noticed the garage. First of all, there is this side, which when I take a look at it, doesn't look good for graffiti at all. There are these 2 big holes, the rest of the wall is high, there are 2 windows. The idea that I got is that we will cover this whole front side of the garage with boards, which will create almost the perfect square, which is not the best format of a wall for graffiti pieces, because most of the time my graffiti pieces are long, but it's totally perfect for characters. So I decided that we will build a wall over here. And after this decision I realized that there's also this space on the other side of the garage. And I was like, why would I build just one wall when I can have 2? So let's do it. This is the plan. Right now we need boards that will cover our 2 walls. And we need screws that will make them fixed. I checked what kind of wood in what sizes we can get. I calculated how many pieces in what sizes we will need. And yeah, right now we just need to get them. So this is the material that we will need. We bought these OBS desks. They have these sort of rails inside them, so they should like click together, which could be handy during the building process. They are kind of light, and overall I had to pay 120 euros for all the materials, including a pre-cut in the shop. All right. Let's build it.
Nechoď ďalej.
Second board done, but these 2 are easy because we have support from over here, but these parts we'll need to hold it up, and that's gonna be hard. It's time for the very last one. The garage is not really even, so this might be a little problem. Ah! Je to tam! Look at that! This is like 2 millimeters.
Nejde to moc.
Dobre, to je dobre.
Tak ten roh treba trochu zbúchať.
To je pohode.
Nie.
Mám ho zbúchať?
Jasné, trochu odpilme. Čo aj 0,5 cm.
OK, tak daj preč. Call me an engineer. Voila! It's perfectly even, fits to the garage perfectly. The surface is completely flat. It's just great. And right now comes the desk number 2.
Len pozri. Vidíš, jak to dá hovno?
Čo? Čo?
No, nemáš to. Máš to moc vysoko. Nemáš preklad. S tým si nerátal.
No rátal, som to rátal potiaľ, ne potiaľ hore. My sme to dali možno moc vysoko, lebo tam je pod tým ešte tá doska.
Tak môžeme to uvoľniť a možno to je nižšie.
So this is how it works. One big desk or board, one more on the top, 6 more to the side. And so, believe it or not, but after about 5 hours of teamwork, it's done. You know, I don't want to be painting just over here in my studio, and right now instead of one huge wall, I got 2 different types of walls, so yeah. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed this project and you're excited about the walls just as I am, thumb up would be awesome, and let me show you exactly what we just built. This is the first wall that my father called a billboard, and I think that it's a perfect name for it. It has this nice full HD ratio, and I think that it will be such a great wall, especially for graffiti pieces, although it is not so long. You know, I can't really compare it with the walls that I usually paint, the legal spots, but this is right in my studio and it's big enough, you know. I can always paint a little smaller. And the second wall, well, I'll call it the Instagram picture, because the format of the wall is just, it's perfect for Instagram pictures. And although this wall isn't really long, it's super high, which should be perfect for portraits, characters, not really for graffiti pieces, but I got the billboard for them. So yeah, it's just great. Also, the tree that is right next to a wall will serve me as a sunshade during the hot summer days. Both of the walls are also protected from above with a roof of the garage. And that's it. I'm really excited. And yeah, if you have some suggestions how I can improve this or something else in my studio, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.